Hello, adoption community friends. My name is Mary Beth Lyson, and today I wanted to share something along a topic that I've talked about in a couple of other videos, which is around self compassion and how important I think that really is for adoptees. And this relates to, I want to tell you the story about the most powerful dream I think I've ever had in my entire life. Um, I have always been very hard on myself, really always had that foundational belief that if I'd been enough and good enough and all of those things, the people who made me would want to keep me. And I've carried that painful belief throughout my life. And I'm really hard on myself. I can be really critical, all of those things. And so I was working at one time with my therapist, and she was trying to dislodge some of this with me. And so she was like, well, think about a baby, think about one of your friends' babies. She's like, what's wrong with them? And I'm like, nothing. They're perfect. She's like, well, in what ways are they undeserving of love? I'm like, they're not at all. And she goes, well, how should they work hard so that they can be loved? And I said, no, you just love them because they're them. It's that simple. And she said, well, what about babies that are starving all over the world? I mean, maybe they don't deserve food or deserve love. And I'm like, no, babies deserve all of that just by being human. Like, that's crazy. And so she said, yeah, except you. And it was really that gut punch of, I did hold myself as an exception somehow in that way. And so it had a really big impact on me as I thought about it. And I must have taken it into dream time because a few nights later, I had this dream that I was with this woman, and it wasn't anybody I know in real life, but it was some kind of wise woman, somebody I admired and listened to and looked up to that I was with. And she was holding a baby, this beautiful baby. And she said, I want you to hit this baby. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, hit this baby. And I was like, I would never do that. I would never do that. I was totally horrified. She's like, hit this baby. Come on, hit this baby. And she was putting the baby in my face, and I kept backing up. And I was like, no, I would never do that. And she said, time is not linear. Every you that you've ever been is all within you now. So every time you are so hard on yourself or put yourself down or say you're not good enough or not worthy or deserving, you are hitting that baby. You're hitting you. You're hurting this child. And already, how much pain a child you had as an infant. And I looked down and I realized that the baby that she was holding had changed. It was me. She said, that this baby longed for love and safety and acceptance and belonging more than anything else in the world. She's like, do you want to hit her now? And I was like, no, I don't want to hit her. She's like, she's in you. So every time now you do these things, you're hurting her. And I just started crying in the dream, because I looked down and I could see, there's little baby me, and I have my resting worry face that I even have in all of my infant pictures. And I'm there and I'm just looking down, and I know how much I've always wanted to be loved and cared for and accepted. And it was heartbreaking to think about looking at this perfect little baby and thinking I would hit it or hurt it in any way. And so she talked to me about that. She said, what does this baby need? And I said, love. She's like, okay, hold this baby. And so I'm sitting there and I'm holding me, which, it's a dream. So, I'm looking down at baby me, and I'm holding her and I'm rocking her, and I want nothing but the best for her. And that's when I woke up and I was like, whoa. It was so powerful for me. It was always what I've wanted. And when I first woke up, I was like, oh shit, this is really hard. I've been beating myself up. God, look what you were doing. And it was the same program. And I was like, oh, I don't need to do that. Wait, the whole point of the dream was to stop beating myself up, because I'm beating all of me up. And it was like to come back and say, oh, okay, it's really simple in any moment to make a different choice. to come back to that place, to know that what I've always wanted is love and safety and belonging. So that self compassion, when I show up with care and love and attention and forgiveness when I mess up, I mess up a lot. And I still mess up. I had this dream years ago, and I'm constantly going back to that habitual place. I had decades to really, really lay down the hard wiring for those beliefs. And so it takes a while. But when I think about that, when I come back to like, I would never hit a baby, so why am I hurting myself? And I know exactly what that baby longs for, which is the same thing everybody longs for, wants, and needs. We all want love and acceptance and safety and belonging and all of those things. So in any moment, instead of beating myself up, I can give myself what I need. And that's what self-compassion is all about, right? It's treating myself in all my imperfections of my 55 years, or even as that little scared baby, but it's treating myself the way I would treat someone I love dearly. And so we can always bring that back. And so I share that with you in case that's helpful, in case there's anybody else out there who has felt that sense of not being good enough, not enough, and really hard on yourself. And I invite you to look at how you might bring love and caring compassion to yourself in all your forms and all your ages. So thank you very much. If this was helpful to you, I'd love it if you shared it with someone else who might like it. And I would welcome your comments in the comments section, and to connect with me at theadoptioncollective.com. Thank you very much. And I just want to say that you are always welcome here.